in the 5600 block of South University.
There's a guy that was watching the situation who literally just ran off.
Like, what are men for? Why are they here? I don't have to guess that if a woman, any type of woman, was sitting there and seeing that, they would have tried to help.
And she wants to know, well, what the F are men here for if they're not here to just be disposable and risk their lives to die? Joseph, YouTube, welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Men today are cowards. That's what a lot of women are saying on TikTok after this video surfaced with the caption, "Female University of Chicago student fights off a robber by grabbing his gun as he tries stealing her phone." Now, this was reported, but people aren't really talking about the actual incident as much as they're talking about the men who were watching this happen. All right, guys, so I'm going to play this video for you of what exactly happened. What you're about to see is the woman walking and a guy's going to appear. Here's what you're not going to see, because YouTube's not going to just let me play this without affecting my channel, is they're going to get into a confrontation, a physical confrontation. Then we're going to pick off from after that to protect the channel and everything. Let's get it.
It was just before 3 in the 5600 block of South University. Maddie says a confrontation happened and the suspect demanded her phone before flashing the gun. The pair got into a tussle.
I was grabbing for maybe my phone, maybe the gun. It's really like a blackout moment for me. And I realized that I was able to grab the magazine out of the gun.
The loaded magazine, now in police custody, Maddie says, and she hopes it will help solve the crime. Just minutes after that ordeal sent people in the area scrambling to safety. Another armed robbery involving 2 suspects with handguns reported in the 1300 block of East 56th Street. That crime under investigation by the Chicago Police Department.
I want to feel safer on this campus. That's the bottom line.
I think we can always ask for more from our campus and our city.
Maddie says she hopes fellow students and staff are vigilant and keep their guard up when all said and done.
Okay. You guys can't see this, but there's a guy that was watching the situation who literally just ran off, like just kicked rocks. He was like, "Hey, what? I'm out."
She says her reaction was a knee-jerk one, and she's thankful to be okay.
I couldn't necessarily really register the threat ahead of me, so definitely wouldn't advocate for fighting back. Losing a life over a phone is definitely not worth it.
All right, so as you guys can probably expect, this is when the conversation started to focus more on the men who were watching the situation happen. Let's check out some of these comments. First comment here in response to the video we just watched says, "Men will never protect us." Goes on, here's another comment that says, "And men wonder why women choose the bear." Okay, there's going to be a video. If I haven't done this video yet, you will understand. If I haven't, then you're going to see what I mean in a soon to be released video. Here's somebody else who says, "Men are now little girls." So now they're calling men girls for not protecting women out in public. Here's another comment that says, "Bunch of useless men." Here's somebody else who says, "We live in a world of feminine men, ... Ladies, we have to learn to protect ourselves." Here's another comment that says, "That man just sitting there. Men will never protect us." There we go. And here's an actual woman who's chiming in on this situation that I thought was worth listening to. It's always best to hear it out of the horse's mouth. Let's get it.
I just watched a white girl fight off a robber at gunpoint. He literally had a gun to her. She fought him off, got the magazine out the gun and everything. But the crazy part about it was that there was 2 men watching very close by. I mean, literally very close by. They were right within the vicinity, which is weird because why would that man try to rob her with those 2 guys there? But he did it because he knew they wasn't going to do shit. And they did not. It was one man sitting on the grass watching it. Just watching the girl get robbed. The other guy, he's painting some shit. Just watching it. Like, what are men for? Why are they here? Because I don't have to guess that if a woman, any type of woman, was sitting there and seeing that, they would have tried to help. It could have been a woman in a goddamn wheelchair. She would have wheeled her over there and handled business. I just don't understand the point of men anymore.
All right, there you guys go. This was worse than I thought. So here we have a woman who responds back to that video with the reaction. She's very passionate. And she wants to know, well, what the F are men here for if they're not here to just be disposable and risk their lives to die? And listen, I'm not going to make the conversation about should those men have stepped in or not, because I believe today that's going to be wholly dependent on the particular man who's there during that situation. There's some men who decide to step in. There's some men who will not. Here's the question that all men want to know. Why do modern women feel entitled to a man's protection? That's just the question that naturally comes out of me watching this situation. Why do women today feel entitled to a man's protection? Now, you may say, well, Chisha, it's just the decent thing to do as a human being. Really? Is it really the decent thing to do as a human being? So then the question would be, when else have we ever seen women at mass in scale get involved when they see a man getting beat up on the side of the street? Or do they naturally know their place in that type of a situation? You see, women know their place when it benefits them.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Again, women know their place when it benefits them.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
But when it's time for men to now make requests about what they believe modern women should be bringing to them, what they should expect from them, now you're getting involved in women's business. And what I mean by that is, if men are supposed to step up and protect, because as far as we know, the new feminism, the new standard that's been set by women is women are like men. They can do everything a man can. Cool. Nothing wrong with that. They're not these delicate creatures who should be protected. Cool. They can protect themselves. Cool. Don't need no man. Cool. So then why in this situation do the rules change? Why do they change? And I'm not saying guys should or shouldn't help. Don't mix this conversation up. That's not what this is about. I am, however, saying there is an obvious reason why those men didn't instinctively jump up to protect that woman. Because contrary to what most people will believe, or maybe you already know this, men do have a natural, innate desire when they see a woman in a dangerous situation to want to protect that woman. They've done studies on this. They don't have that natural push within them when they see a man in danger to do the same thing. No, it's specifically when they see women in danger. Well, why didn't it happen in this situation? Why are we seeing more and more situations where this is not happening? Well, because you can suppress your nature. You can suppress your nature through messaging, environment. You can't completely get rid of it because deep down inside, you feel it. But because of the atmosphere that's been set by our gynocentric society, that innate drive within a man to protect the woman he sees in danger has been suppressed to an extent. And we're seeing this play out over and over and over again. Also, here's another point that's worth mentioning when it comes to this situation. People really will never know how they would react in this type of a situation, especially if they haven't conditioned themselves to decide to act in a specific way. What do I mean? You can hope that if you see a woman in danger and a man has a gun, that you're going to step in between the bullet and the chick and save her. But you're only going to find out when you actually walk into that situation. The woman here who was fighting over her phone, she said it was a knee-jerk reaction because she wasn't thinking about it. She just decided to fight back. I've seen this personally in my life. The women in my life who I know I would protect, I have no doubt about whether I'll protect them or not because I have protected them in the past. And when situations happened, when I was protecting, a woman who I love, not some random chick, because that's not so much of an instinctual thing for me. And I've realized this. But the women who I love in my life, who I have protected, I didn't even have a choice. It just happened. Like she said, it was a knee-jerk reaction. But more than that, there was no thought process of like, what am I going to do in this situation? It just happened. When I realized they were in danger, I reacted quickly. And that's most men. The thinking and everything came afterwards. But in that moment, it was just a reaction because I knew where they stood when it came to the conversation, or at least my mind knew that when it came to the women I cared about, and I'm talking about, mother, sister, wife, etc. It was an automatic reaction to protect those women. The truth is, there was a time when men felt an obligation and probably reacted a lot more swiftly and decisively when they saw a woman in danger, when they saw a lady in danger, because women in that time were ladies and not grown men, which is what we have today. Why would I help a woman who's a man in disguise? We forgot to read some comments from that last video I played with the chick who basically said, what are men for if they're not here to sacrifice for us? Which is such a funny statement because, again, the question I would have is what are women expected to do today they shouldn't be asked to do for a man, for a random man? Because by the way, and I have to say this, they don't even think they should be pleasant to you. They don't even think they should smile to you. No, none of that. You're just supposed to jump in front of lethal situations. Let's check out some of these comments. Top comment says, yeah, after Daniel Penny's situation, if it isn't my mom, my sister, or my girlfriend, y'all got it. Here's somebody else who responded back and says, yeah, we know, dummy. We know y'all are useless. Hey, I guess at the end of the day, you have two options, right? Find a man, and good luck with that. Because it's hard out here. But find a man who's willing to look at you and say, you know what? I'm willing to lay down my life for you. Or you're going to have to learn to protect yourself. That's the environment that you have set up. And this is why I laugh when women celebrate about the future of a bunch of single women with no men in their lives, because I'm thinking to myself, they really think that men are going to be the most vulnerable in that situation. I'll be worried if I was a father of young ladies. I would hope that they find a good man who can guide them and also protect them. Somebody else here says, and this is why we will always choose the bear. This, in response, somebody else here says, it's because men are scared of other men because they know they're dangerous. Again, we choose the bear. Men aren't scared of other men. They just know what other men are capable of. Men don't walk around in fear of other men the way women think they do. No. They just know what other men are capable of. Women, like her, jump into that situation. Like you hear a chick say, oh, if that was me, I would. Straight delusion. They don't understand. It's kind of like when the trans women started fighting in female sports. A lot of women were supporting that shit until they started seeing those chicks getting knocked out. Cold. Somebody else here says, yep, so I'll choose the bear, ... Men can be so useless. Again, there you go. You're a useless man. Somebody else here says, I got too much going on to risk it for any stranger. If I don't make it home, my family suffers and struggles. Gotta take care of my family first, and that requires staying out of it. Listen, you as a woman should not be trying to fight a man over a phone. Give that man that phone. Most men who have something to lose in that situation with the man who has a gun and is trying to take a phone will say, hey man, you got it. Yep. You got it. Yep. And that's it. Another person here says, which is it? You don't need men, or do you? Men get the message. They're leaving women alone. Men will choose the bear as well as women. So make up your minds. You killed Shivery. Here's another comment from a single mom. She says, honestly, I feel guilty as a single mom right now. I've told my son to protect himself and don't be the hero. His mission is to make it home. having a parenting moment. Yeah, that's good advice. That's good advice. That's good advice. You tell your young son that he's a hero and should be stepping in front of fights. You may not have a son for too long. That's just the bitter reality of the situation. All right, so to close off the situation, I also want to highlight another situation I covered a while back. This video was titled, "Man Dies Trying to Save Woman from Her Boyfriend." This was a man. He died. He had a family. This was Walmart. You're getting involved in fights at Walmart. That in itself should be a red flag, period. Right? No more wasting time. Let's get it.
We've been talking about how we're going to check men, and this is what I'll be talking about. All right, this is a situation. Two individuals were fighting in Walmart, a male and a female.
Mm-hmm.
A man decided to check a man and went over there to check this man about what he was doing. And as I told you before, if you don't have any leverage against these people, they're not going to listen to you. So they began to fight. So the man that he was trying to check pulled out a gun and shot him.
And I have to do it. Gotta do it. Have to do it. I think I still got it. Do I still have it? Yes, I do.
This coffee smells like shit.
All right, let's get back into the story.
Pretty
Classic sound right there. Classic sound.
much died right there in Walmart. This is in front of his newborn child and his wife, who begged him not to go over there. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about that you can't check grown people.
Look at the face of that guy, man. Look at the face of that gentleman there. Would you guys have looked at this guy with, look at the guy in this mugshot. You can look into any man's eyes. Doesn't matter the race. You can look into any man's eyes and you can tell something's not right. And considering that this wasn't a situation where this man was attacking that man's family, him getting involved and then ending up dead is very unfortunate, and hopefully can be a lesson to some other people who think that they're obligated to jump in. Now, this can be a conversation, right? Because there are obviously times when a man should get involved to protect those he loves, especially the women in his life. I believe that is the obligation of a man. All right, so there you guys go. Yeah, chances are he got out of jail and was busting the cheeks of the ex in no time while that man was getting flowers on his graveyard, which is just a crazy thought. Listen, guys, as always, I'm curious to know, what do you think? Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.